Hey everyone, Tyler from Stock Scores here. I've just received a new trading computer from the courier today, and so I thought I would unbox it and show you what I bought and sort of quickly explain some of the things to think about when you are ordering a trading computer. Sort of go through the specifications. I will keep this relatively short and follow up with a more in-depth video as I get this thing set up and just explain how I have different computers working together in my office and you know, just more in-depth detail about what I look for in a trading computer. But for today, this video, we'll just crack open the box here and explain a few things. So first thing you'll notice is that this box is fairly big, and the reason is that this is a desktop computer, not a laptop. Now, I have both a desktop and a laptop right now that I use for my trading. The reason I bought this as a desktop is because laptops have one issue, I guess. You can get a pretty powerful laptop, although you can certainly get a more powerful desktop. The laptop I have, in terms of the chip that's in it, is quite powerful enough, I would suppose. But the one issue that I found is that when it gets hot, when it's really doing a lot of calculations, which is often the case in the early part of the trading day when I'm looking for trades, it will get quite hot, and as a result the processor actually scales back its processing speed. The fans are going really hard, they're trying to keep the computer cool, and the processor, as a way to curb that heat creation that comes from doing lots and lots of calculations in TradeStation, is a problem. And so my other trading computer, which is a desktop, quite a bit older, my other one I probably had for 4 or 5 years, it doesn't have that issue. It doesn't get as hot, and as a result it runs at full speed when I need it to, whereas I find my laptop doesn't really run at full speed when I need it to. Alright, so that's why I bought a desktop. We'll open up the box here. There's lots of popcorn, not the kind that you enjoy eating, but popcorn. So, got a few boxes in here. This one has all the cords and that sort of thing. Looks like an HDMI cable, power cord. I don't know what those things are. They're probably things that for where the memory cards get inserted in the back of the machine. There's a product thing here for the operating system. I have Windows 10 on this computer. And what else we got? We got a user guide that relates to the motherboard, which is a tough X299 motherboard. Sounds pretty tough. And there's a certificate of reliability, blah blah blah. Lots of seemingly not that important stuff. There's some other funky cable here. I'll have to figure out what that's for later. And just looks like a bunch of parts related to the installation that was done. So of course when you have the box that the computer has all the parts installed into, you have to take out the different expansion slots to put in the video card and the Ethernet card and that sort of thing. So I think that's what all that stuff relates to. And of course you need a power cable, and you'll need a monitor cable, that sort of thing. Alright, so then what else is in here? We got a Logitech speakers, S120 stereo speakers. I think that was kind of a free thing that came with the computer. And a keyboard. This looks like a combination keyboard mouse. This is wired, and of course you can get wireless keyboard and mouse. I actually prefer to use a wired keyboard. When you're trading and you're really having to work quickly and reliably, I do find that the wireless mouse, the wireless keyboard, not so much the wireless keyboard, but sometimes the wireless mouse, it will jump a little bit as I'm moving around the screen, and it becomes less reliable when I'm really trying to work quickly. And so although I would rather have a wireless mouse, I prefer to use a wired one because it's just more reliable. And you know, what I've done, I mean this one sort of came with it, but what I typically put on my trading computers is a gaming mouse, like a really high performance Logitech or something gaming mouse the keyboard I use is wireless. I don't think that's so critical that it be wired, but I do find the performance is better with a wired mouse. And I think most gamers who really want that very good performance from their mouse, because the game requires that, will also use a wired mouse. And most good gaming mouses are wired. All right, so then we've got the box here, which is, I guess, the box that the case for the computer came in, and then they've taken that case and put everything into it. So Antec, I guess, is the brand name of the case. This is not an Antec computer. This computer came from EZTrading Computers. And I'll put a link in the description with the specific specifications for this machine and links to EZTrading Computers for anyone who wants to look into that in more detail. But for now, let's just talk a little bit about what's in this computer. So, take it out of the box first. There's some important shock-proofing type stuff. How am I going to get this thing out of here? Hold on a second. Put this on the floor. Take this out of the way. And lift this thing out. Can't see it's super easy. There we go. It is heavy. Not super heavy, but fairly heavy. All right, so what is in this computer and why did I do it? All right, so here we have the case. I primarily focus with my trading on using TradeStation. TradeStation, for those who aren't aware, is a great analytical program for making your own indicators, strategies. Anyone who follows how I trade will know that I use TradeStation. So TradeStation can only utilize 16, I guess it's cores. Like you can't utilize, like you can't go out and buy an 18 core computer and really get any advantage. This particular machine that I ordered is an 8 core computer. And because there's 2 logic threads per core, it gives you 16, which is what the maximum amount that TradeStation will utilize. So when I was picking out a trading computer, I thought, oh, I'm going to buy the biggest and baddest. I'll get the 18 core supercomputer sort of thing. And from doing some research, it became clear that I didn't need to spend that much money because TradeStation wasn't going to take advantage of it anyway. The maximum that TradeStation will use is 16 cores, which really means you need an 8 core computer. Again, because of that multiple logic threads per core. And basically this machine cost half what I was planning to spend if I had gone for the 18 core machine. The other limitation with TradeStation is that it only utilizes 4 gigabytes of RAM. And of course RAM is the memory, that's the operational memory that is in the computer, the random access memory. It's sort of what your computer's running on. When you boot up your computer and start Windows, that's using, I don't know, 1 or 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. And then a program like TradeStation will use up to 4 gigabytes. Maybe I'm running some, browser windows and things like that. Really, I probably only need 16 gigabytes of RAM. This particular machine, I upgraded to 32 because I also do some video editing and things like that where I felt like it was better to have that extra RAM. But I don't know that as strictly from a trading computer standpoint, I'm not sure that I need more than 16. I think maybe I don't, but I went for a little extra. This has, as I said, an 8-core Intel chip in it. I don't know the actual number of the chip. I'll try to find that once I get this thing booted up, and I'll put that in the notes in the YouTube video here. It also has a video card. I believe it's an Nvidia video card. I'm just trying to look at the model name here. Not super apparent what it is from the outside, but again, I'll try and figure that out and I'll put that in the notes. So this particular video card will run up to 4 monitors. I have had computers in the past. In fact, my other trading computer will operate 8 monitors. But that was done back in the day when I was running HD monitors. So an HD monitor is one that has resolution that is 1920 by 1080 pixels. My monitors that I use now are 4K monitors, which means they have resolution of 3,840 pixels by 2,120, whatever it is. 4K resolution. So I will be running two 4K monitors off of this. This computer's video card is capable of running three 4K monitors plus one HD monitor. I'm going to run two, maybe down the road I add another, I'm not entirely sure, but for now I'll be running two 4K monitors and two HD monitors. Essentially, one 4K monitor is the same as four HD monitors. And so my old trading computer had the ability to run 8 monitors, but they were 8 HD monitors, which would be the same as two 4K monitors. So this machine, video card, has the potential to run those up to 3 4K monitors and also do it at 60 Hertz, which is the refresh rate. I had another computer that would only run a 4K monitor at 30 Hertz. And it's not such a big deal when you're trading. And certainly if you're into gaming, it's a big deal. I do find that it's not quite as nice to look at when it's running that lower refresh rate, even if you're running just something like TradeStation. So I really wanted a video card that could run those 4K monitors at 60 Hertz. This will do that, and I think be a good situation for that. It also has liquid cooling. I don't really know what that means, but that's what the website said when I was buying it. So I would assume that that's going to keep the chipset cooler and run at max output when I need it to. Again, when I'm running TradeStation, in particular the first 10 minutes of the trading day when there's a ton of data coming down from the exchanges, I want that full performance because I'm doing calculations on up to 1,000 symbols at one time. Fairly sophisticated calculations. I create my own indicators for TradeStation, which are perhaps more sophisticated than the typical indicator that would come with TradeStation. So I'm running some sophisticated analysis on a lot of symbols. I need that power, and that's a big reason why I bought this. If you are not doing that level of analysis, I don't think you need to go out and get a real fancy trading computer. If you are, not doing strategy development and optimization and back testing, you don't need all that power. If you are going to run TradeStation with more sophisticated indicators on a lot of symbols, that's where the power starts to come in, and that's why I've done this. So that's essentially the overview. I'm sure there's other things that I've missed, but again, I wanted to keep this video relatively short. I'm going to go into more depth once I get this machine set up. It's going to take me probably a couple of days to get everything ready, and I'll have it all configured in my office. And it's more than just this machine, because I actually make all my machines link together, and I will explain that in that next upcoming video on this trading computer. So make sure you come back. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, hit that little alarm button, and that way when I upload a new video, you will get an email notification that I've done so you don't have to keep checking back, because I'm not sure how many days it'll be until I get the next video up, but I wanted to do this one today, and I'm going to get cracking on setting this thing up, installing the software, installing my indicators for TradeStation, all these things that I've spent a number of years building. That's all going to go on here. Get it set up with the monitors on my desk and all that kind of thing. And we'll have another video coming soon that will go into more detail. So, hope you enjoyed this one. Have a great rest of the day and trade well.